Does Boruto actually possess the power of the god Otsutsuki, or is the Jougan just an element of creating hype in the community? Boruto Chapter 67 yet again debunked the Jougan theories, and it seems like the reveal of the Pure Eye is not around the corner. So could this divine dojutsu of Boruto be an anime canon plot device? And if not, then how long will it take to make its debut in the manga? And what major hint does Boruto Novel 3 give us about the awakening of the Pure Eye? So that's what this video is about. Subscribe if you love this type of content, and let's begin. Boruto's Jougan had its debut in the prologue scene of episode 1. After a brief conversation about the age of shinobis with Kawaki, Boruto activates this pure dojutsu upon wearing his headband and energizing the Kama seal. The Jougan then appeared several times in the anime, where Boruto was able to trace negative chakra with it, along with seeing through invisible barriers that connect between dimensions. Toneri Otsutsuki had also appeared in Boruto's dream, telling him that his eye will become the star of hope sometime in the future. Toneri was clearly referring to the Jougan here, and moreover in the Boruto novel Beacon in the Shinobi Night, Toneri said that the Jougan will not be returning for some time. However, the same novel had some piece of information which clears out many things about the fate of the shinobi world. But to understand that hint better, let's figure out the connection between Boruto and the Otsutsuki god. According to Isshiki, the Otsutsuki god is what every Otsutsuki wants to become by eating chakra fruits and devouring planets. We can say that after consuming a specific amount of chakra fruits, an Otsutsuki evolves into a godly creature, which is apparently the goal of their life. However, there are still many mysteries revolving around the Otsutsuki god, like how many of them actually exist, and if more than one Otsutsuki could reach this divine stature. As of chapter 67, Boruto is officially an Otsutsuki now, which means he can also turn into an Otsutsuki god by devouring planets and consuming chakra fruits. However, Boruto already has something mystical in his right eye, which makes him more special than all the other Otsutsukis, and that is the Pure Eye, which is most probably granted to him by the Otsutsuki god himself. But the only thing that isn't making sense is that Boruto's Pure Eye is still nowhere to be seen in the manga. However, the Otsutsuki god on the other hand had been mentioned by Isshiki in the manga during his final conversation with his loyal servant Code. There was even a panel showing the appearance of this character along with the Jougan scattered in the background. But when it comes to the anime, Isshiki didn't mention the Otsutsuki god to Code. He just told him to follow the will of the Otsutsuki without telling him his ultimate mission of becoming a god. Moreover, the panel of the god Otsutsuki also didn't make its way to the anime. But that's probably because the animators were running less in time. After all, they adapted over 2 years of manga in a span of 6 to 7 months. If the Jougan and the Otsutsuki god really have some connection, and if Boruto was specifically chosen by that divine being to possess his power, then there should be any strong reason behind it, and that's where the plot of the novel comes into play. As mentioned earlier, Boruto Novel 3 Beacon of the Shinobi Night has some interesting information about the role of the Jougan. The translation reads, "In time the gods will descend upon this land." So here the gods doesn't refer to the Otsutsuki god, but the godlike beings which are the Otsutsukis. I don't think this is a reference to Momoshiki, Kinshiki or Urashiki, because in the next line it reads, "The arrival of those beings that frightened even Kaguya, whom Sasuke was investigating at the moment, would likely occur far sooner than Naruto imagined." The Otsutsuki that are mentioned in this novel will descend upon Earth, which means it can't be a reference to Isshiki because he was on Earth the whole time living as a parasite inside of Jigen ever since Kaguya betrayed him. Moreover, it states that those beings even frightened Kaguya, which again confirms it's not Isshiki since she had already discarded him from her way. It further says those beings were being investigated by Sasuke. As we know, Sasuke came across Kinshiki, Kaguya, Momoshiki and Isshiki in the 10th dimension, and all of them are most likely not referenced here. However, there were 2 broken Otsutsuki panels in that dimension that still remain a mystery as of now. But by taking context from the novel, we can say that the reason the panels of those Otsutsukis were broken is because they had escaped Earth, maybe long before the arrival of Isshiki and Kaguya. Or maybe Kaguya and Isshiki found their dominance on that Otsutsuki duo and forced them to forsake the planet. And chances are after Kaguya betrayed Isshiki, she was afraid that if those Otsutsukis would return, she would be no match for them. So there is a possibility that those Otsutsukis are coming back to Earth very soon. The awakening of Jougan could be linked to those Otsutsukis. Maybe they are competing with the Otsutsuki god, or maybe they are just against him, or something could have ended up in a rivalry between them and the one who granted Boruto his power. So in order to take on those godly beings, Boruto needed to reach their level first, and that's why his rebirth as an Otsutsuki with the help of Momoshiki makes more and more sense now. The Kawaki fallout is probably just a curtain to the real game that Boruto will be playing with those new Otsutsukis. Now coming back to the other question, when the Jougan will make its manga debut, I think there are several possibilities to this question, but let's clear out why the anime has been showing this dojutsu even before its introduction in the manga. If the anime canon portion of a series introduces a plot device or kills off a character, then it's most likely 100% canon. The reason Boruto's anime canonical episodes have shown the Jougan so many times is to keep the viewer hooked to this series till the big reveal. The writers must have already figured out that the sequel to Naruto Shippuden won't get a lot of fan support because it serves a totally different plot where a privileged boy who is the son of Hokage loses everything as he grows older in life. The controversy contrast in the stories of Naruto and Boruto is what persuaded the writers to add a number of elements to the story, like the prologue scene where the village is destroyed and some cameo appearance of Boruto's Jougan that is going to play a big role sometime in the series. Kishimoto himself wanted to make Boruto even more popular than Naruto, and to make that goal his reality, Kishi and his team have been foreshadowing the entire Boruto series. Some of the examples are the prologue scene, the broken Otsutsuki panels, Boruto's dojutsu, and its connection with the Otsutsuki god. Now coming back to Boruto unlocking the Pure Eye. He already has it in his fight against Kawaki, so maybe those new Otsutsukis have already landed on Earth at the time of their battle. Cause there's a huge possibility Naruto will witness their arrival, and soon after he'll be sent to some safe dimension by his student cum son Kawaki. So either the Jougan will fully awaken upon seeing those new beings, or maybe one of them will turn out to be a good guy and could train Boruto in mastering the pure dojutsu. But if that's not the case, then I think the Pure Eye could awaken when Boruto meets Eida, since the dojutsu is crescent shaped while the Jougan is in the shape of a full moon. Moreover, I think nobody in the shinobi world knows anything about Boruto's Jougan. Boruto Novel 3 also mentioned that tonary use means that are beyond human comprehension to make Boruto aware of his Pure Eye. The secret of the Jougan will only be revealed when the right time comes, and Boruto's potential as an Otsutsuki will also enhance due to this divine ability. Furthermore, Eida's brother Daemon really holds some broken abilities, so I don't think the good guys would be able to defeat him without the involvement of Amado or awakening of the Jougan.